this is Peggy for Crop Stop, and have I got some of the neatest things to show you tonight. Look at this card I made, which is a cute little card, but I want you really to focus in on this little embellishment right here. This is from Vintaj. It's one of their embossable or etching pieces of metal. It started out looking like that. I'm going to show you how I got that. And then let me show you some of the things that we're going to be using. Sizzix has gone into, I guess, maybe like a partnership or something with a company. I say Vintage, some people say Vintage, but I heard the video, someone said Vintage, and I like the way that sounds, so I think that's how you say it. So these two companies have kind of come together with this awesome way to do your metal. They have an etching folder. Well, no, I guess that would be an etching die. And then they have a deboss folder. And there's a big difference in these and the way that you can use them. I want to show you that. So we'll be using those. Then again, these are some of the different metal pieces you can get. You can just flat ones, shaped ones, so there's all kinds of fun stuff we can do there. I'm going to show you how you can use Claudine Hellmuth's paints, and you can get that, I think they call it Pantene or Pentine. Somebody out there send me an email, tell you how you say that. That blue-green look, that's what we're going to use these for. So, let me clear some things off and let's get started. Now the first thing I'm going to use is a classic teal. Now let me preface by saying you do not have to paint this metal at all. In fact, when you do your etching or your debossing on it, you can just sand it with this really cool little, I call it a sanding block. I think they called it a redesigning tool. I'll look up what the real name is for that. Anyway, I call it a sanding block. But I wanted to show you how you can go ahead and use some of the other products that you may already have. So we're going to put a little coat of this little teal blue on there. And again, I can't remember how you say that. Pentine or whatever that look is. Somebody out there knows and they'll tell me. So keep an eye on the comments. Somebody will let me know because they're good about doing that. Alright, I like to have a lot of that blue on there. And then I'll stick this over here so get that. I like to close up my paints, even though these are wonderful paints, you know, and they probably would stay a while. I'm going to let that dry just a smidgen. And this one is Landscape Green. And I already put some on my brush, and I just want to blend these. That's the neat thing about Claudine's paints, that you can blend the colors. There's 15 paints, but you can blend the different colors together, and that will give you, was it 52 or 54 different colors, I think. Alright, so there we go. I think I like a little more blue in there. Let's get some of that on there. Alright, now I'm going to heat set this only because I want to hurry up and get it dried. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and dried this with my heat tool just because I wanted to move along with the video. Make sure if you do that, give it time to cool so you don't burn your fingers off. So now what we're going to use, this one I picked out was called Wildflower Vines. Oh my word. And this is a debossing. So I'm going to put it face down because I want it to push up through my metal. Right there. And I'm going to close it. And it tells you right on here, place this side down. I'm going to use my good little Cuttlebug girl here. We'll bring her in. And we're going to use an A plate, a B plate, and another B plate, and run her through. Alrighty. And you'll have to just pop it a little, and that'll give you your little doodad. Now this will come right out of there. It just peels off, so I'm not worried. That was on the back of my piece of metal. Alright, so there we go. I know you can't see that yet, but then I'm going to bring in the block. I looked up to see what Vintage called this. They call it a metal relieving block. So that's what they call it. I call it a sanding block. So we've all got something different. So there you are. So then I'm going to use the white side, and I'm just going to start sanding. Look at that. Can you see where it's taking just the raised part? And so it's going to give me that fancy color that I can't remember what you call that. So you go ahead and you're going to sand the whole thing with that white side. And then on this little block they have another side that's kind of like a buffing so that it'll give it a little bit more of a shine. So again, now this is called your debossing folder. Okay, there. Just rub that off. Then you're going to take this side is a smooth gray side, and you can just buff it, and it just shines it up beautifully. Now, let me just say this. If I was going to use this as an embellishment on a card, I'll show you what I did on mine. I did not adhere it to the card itself. Is that beautiful or what? I adhered it just with a little brad through the paper. I'm going to tear this open so you see. Right there. don't know if you can really see that or not. I did that because if I'm going to give this card to somebody, I don't think they would want to throw away, and I would just be awfully upset if they did, that piece of metal on there that has been, you know, treated the way we did. We debossed it and we painted on it. This would make a great pen. It has a tiny little hole here, so you could put one of those jump rings through there, hang it on a necklace. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do to it. If I was going to do this for a scrapbook, I would be fine with leaving it just like it is. But I didn't adhere it down permanently because I want whoever I give this card to, I will write a little note in there that says, don't throw that leaf away. So there you are. So that's when we're going to be using our Deco Emboss folder. Okay, that's that one. Let me move these things real quick, and now I'm going to show you how to do the etching. Now we're going to do what they call etching. This is the Deco Etch little plate. And on here, I'm not sure that the camera can pick this up. There are a lot of images on this little one, so you're not just going to get one image per little die. There's the bird sitting on the branch, there's a flying bird, there's some tiny butterflies, a dragonfly, and I think this is supposed to be a butterfly. So wherever you want to lay your piece of metal on the design, that's what you're going to get. I did this, I made myself, and I'm not a jewelry maker, so you know it's got to be easy to do. I made myself, I don't know if the camera can even see that, a little bird. Get a good hold of that earring there. A little bird on that earring because I just love birds. And that's what I want to do for the other side. Let me show you how easy that is. Here is the little bird that I used right here. You can place your metal face down, and I kind of guesstimated where his little face was. And again, let me bring in the Cuddle Bug. You're going to use the same exact plating that we did before. Does it tell me? And you're going to do gray side up. So it's A plate, B plate, gray side up, your piece of metal, and another B plate. And we're going to run her through there. Bring it back here, it's easier to reach. Now let me bring this in and show it to you. Now there is our etched side. Now on the other side, of course, it is embossed, but we're going to use the etched side. So once again, I'm going to bring in my reliefing block and sand that and show you how cool that is. And I kind of did the edges. I don't know if that made a whole lot of difference, but I kind of liked that it lightened it up a little. Okay, so there it's sanded. Can you see that really awesome etching in there? Can the camera pick that up, you think? I hope so. Then I'm going to take my buffing side and I'm going to buff it a little bit. Just like that. So then you can buy these little findings, you know, to do earrings. I'm supposed somebody out there will say, oh, there's a lot of fancy things you can do, but again, I'm not a jewelry maker, but this is pretty stinking simple, or I wouldn't be able to do it. You stick that little guy on there, like so. Bring that back down so it doesn't fall off. And now I have myself a pair of metal etched earrings. Are those two awesome or what? Let me show you what else I did real quick. Here's the bird in flight, and I decided I would make myself maybe a chain, put that on a bracelet or a necklace. And then I found these really cool long tags that I thought would be cool, and I embossed those. So can you see the embossing on that one? Look how easy that is. So make sure you stop out to Crop Stop and get yourself some of these awesome, they've got just all kinds. Let's see, what is this one called? Fluttering Flies. That was the one I used. Oh, I love this one. It's called Forgotten Times. I know you can't see it, but there's a bird cage on there. Did I say I like birds? I think I did. So those are my etching 2 dies, and then I borrowed some from my friend, and then I have a couple. These are the embossing folders, and they're just too cool. Woodland, Moonlight, Deco Motif, and Dragonfly Pond. Look at how cool that is. So make sure you stop over to Crop Stop, get yourself some of these findings, these little medals, all different shapes and sizes. Don't forget to get this little block. You got to have that, and get yourself some of these Sizzix dies and embossings. And make sure to tell them Peggy sent you. See you later. Bye.